Hello, welcome to Money Tree Savings. This is Reba. I'm so excited that you're here for some Saturday scratchers, and I really hope that you're having a wonderful Saturday and enjoying your weekend. And I just want to say welcome, and if you're new, I hope that you will consider subscribing and follow me along for this journey. I'm having a lot of fun and testing out my 4-step strategy for building up my savings funds. So I would love to have you along for that journey. And we start each of our savings days by reviewing a positive thought from our positive daisy. And the positive daisy this week says, "You deserve peace like wildflowers in spring." And so then we'll save for this one tomorrow in our long-term savings. And then on Monday, we'll select another positive daisy for next week. But we'll just let her hang out there in our little tree. All right. And then another thing that we do each day is our roll for your savings goals. I keep forgetting to say that this is from Anna with Anna Banana Budgets. This is a freebie on her coffee shop if you want to go pick it up and save along. It's a daily savings, but it has some variety in that you roll a color dot die, and that will tell you which die to use to get your number to save for each day. So we are on Saturday. I'm going to roll my color dot die, and it's telling me orange. Orange is a D6. So I have my D6 here. We'll roll this to see how much we're going to save for Saturday. $2. So we'll write in our $2. And then that money gets saved into my long-term savings binder. And my bank for that is here in the back. And so we can take, I think I have a 2 in here. We'll take a 2 out of here for today and move it into our envelope. If you go to coffee, you would get the 4 months of this first 4 months on a sheet to save, plus the dashboard in both A6 or A5. So I'm going to add my $2 there. And then we've done our daily saving for Saturday. And that is done. Thank you, Anna. I really enjoy that challenge. Okay. And then the next thing that we do every day is start with our step 1 savings, which is our daily minis. I add $36 into the bank right here. And then I have these Mau cards where I've selected out the values that equal $36. There are 8 1s, 8 2s, and 4 3s in this deck. So I'll shuffle this up. And we will start where we have our marker. So envelope 2 today. And I roll a 2-sided die to see how many of these cards each envelope is going to get as we go through. All right, let me rearrange some things here. Excuse me. All right, make sure these are shuffled up. And we will get rolling for our daily minis. Okay, so the first envelope's getting 1, and another 1, and 1. Okay. Like I said, I hope your weekend is going well. There you go. Okay, and then we'll go back to the beginning here and see how the rest of these get played. So doing it with a 1-2 die, every envelope will get at least 1 card, but some of them will get multiple cards. So it does add a little bit more randomization to the savings, where I was just putting 2 cards on every envelope because I do have an even amount to do that. I like having added in this die option. Okay, so that got the number it wanted. We will start on envelope 7. tomorrow. Okay. So today I selected this Crayola Clicks pen in this green color. Of course, with these you never know what color it's actually going to be. Sometimes it doesn't really match the color of the outside of the pen, but we will see. So envelope 1 got $4. Each of these little mugs is $2, and this is a challenge from Becca with Becca Budget 777, freebie on her coffee shop. So what I was doing to indicate that I had saved both of the $2 into the icon is a heart and a handle. So we were missing the handle there, so that's $1 there, and then we'll color in this heart and handle on this one, so that's $2. So we're at $3 and we have 1 left, so we'll color in this heart. There we go. So we've applied $1, $2, $3, $4 to this challenge. And let me get my little elephant to hold that. All right, so starting off with $4 on envelope 1. Let me just slide them. Okay, this one got 3 cards, but each one was just $1, so we're putting $3 in here, but we only needed 2 to complete it. This one is from Sassy Ginger Budgets. That's Ashley, and it's a freebie on her coffee shop. Each rose is $2, so I was coloring in a petal for each $1. So there's 1 and 2 to complete this one. So we'll put 2 away and we'll keep this 1. So this saved $30 because we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 20, 30. Okay, so we're going to put $30 on 1, 10, 26. It's from my S1 daily. And it's going to go to step 2, and I'm going to roll this 2-sided die to determine if it'll go into my peach binder or my purple binder. And 2 is purple. And I have that in alphabetical order, so peach comes before purple alphabetically. So peach is 1 and purple is 2. Just FYI. That's how I determined that. So we'll pull this $30 and put it in that binder, but we'll set it there for now. And we need another challenge for envelope 2, and I believe I had one ready to go. I do. I have this one from Dice Budgets and Saves, a freebie on her coffee shop, and each square is $2. A little raindrop. We got $1, so we'll color in half of a square. There we go, starting that one off with $1. And this will save us $24 when it's complete. All right. And everyone that all of the creators that I mentioned today will be listed in my description below. So if you want to check out their YouTube channel, get to their Etsy or their coffee shops, I recommend you go ahead and follow them. So we have $3 going into this one, and this is from Brittany with Budgeting with a Ginger, and that's exactly what it needed because each square is $1. So we're going to finish this one off today. I like this color green, and that's coloring nicely. 1, 2, 3. And it doesn't soak through too bad. A little bit, but not too bad. Okay, so $3 coming in here. We used all of the money that it needed. It's saved $20 because we have 5 times 4. So $20. 1, 10, 26. Came from S1 Daily. It's going to step 2. Also purple. I think that's good because I think the peach binder has the most money right now. So this $20 is going to also go into that binder. And the next one I have up for envelope 3 is this one, which was listed as a collab between Bayesian Girl Budgets, it's Kimmy, and Weekly Budgets, which is Veronica. And Veronica's, yeah, the one whose challenge I'm working on with that collaboration right now too. So I got this off of Kimmy's coffee shop. She opened up the coffee shop and put a lot of her freebies out there. So I grabbed this. It says, "Be the reason someone smiles today." And she says that in, I believe, every one of her videos. And it's very good advice. Because if you're making somebody else smile, then you're smiling too. And then multiplying smiles in this world is a very positive thing. We could certainly use more smiles. And it's also beautiful. I love the colors. I love the graphics. It's just gorgeous. So each one of these squares is $1, so it'll save $20. And we don't have any to add today. I started to go coloring, but this one is lined up for next week. And then we have $3 here for envelope 4. This one is from Dawn with Dawn Sunrise Budgeting. Each circle, oh, it says we're all crazy. Oh, relax. We're all crazy. It's not a competition. Yeah. So we're adding $3, and that will let us finish off this circle and color in this circle. There we go. So that's $3 added to this one. All right. Very cute. Okay. This one got 3 cards totaling $3 for envelope 5. And you know what? I'm going to have to get one of my dot markers to do this because they're just too perfect for this. And it's from Budgeting in a Fairy Tale. It says, "Grow like a wildfire." I keep doing that. Grow like a wild flower, not wildfire, like a wild flower. And we're gonna, each one is $2. Well, so far that has worked out well. I don't know how. I intended to do a dot halfway through. Okay, so that's for 2. And yep, I can do it. I just have to try harder. There we go. Half of a dot there for 1. All right. So we've applied $3 to this one. And move on to envelope 6. Got 2 cards, but $5. This is from Lacey with Blue Kiwi Budgets. And each square is $2, and we have 5. So we'll color 2.5. There we go, 2.5 for $5. And then we have $2 going for envelope 7. And this is from Wild Everest on Etsy. It was a freebie with an order. Each heart is $2, so I can do 1 heart here. There we go. And we'll start with this one next time. And envelope 8 got $2. I feel like not a whole bunch has been added to any one of these. Okay, so $2 going to this one. This is from Andrea with No Bucks Given. Each circle is $1, so we'll color in 2. Okay, there we go. All right, we have $5 going into envelope 9, which is this official member card for Junior's Quack Pack. This came from my coffee membership with April's Fresh Start. Each duck on here is $2, so we can color off 2.5, or mark off 2.5 ducks. So go 1, 2, and we'll do half for $5. Very cute. Okay. All right, that's what I was that's what I was afraid of. Okay, this one got $6, and this is my collab envelope that I just have in my dailies, and I wanted to do this 100 Disney Sidekicks collab that has 25 creators involved. that participated and contributed some tinies for some Disney Sidekicks. And so I allocated 1 week to each creator. So in 25 weeks, I would have covered each creator's tinies. And then if any were left over, I would start over with the ones that were left. And I thought I would have some left over for week 1, which is Veronica with weekly budgets. But we only needed $1 more because each icon was 50 cents, which makes this set worth $22. And we only needed $1 and we got 3. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these 2 off. And I'm going to put this 3 back in here and take a 2. So I know I still have $5 more I need to allocate. But this is complete. So this is the first one of these that I'm completing. And what I'm going to do is just treat it like my daily minis. Keep it together. So that set is $22. It was completed on 1/10/26. Came from my S1 daily binder. It's going to go to S2, and we'll roll the die to see which one it's going to go into. We got a 2, so purple again. And we'll pull that $22 for these and move those over to step 2, like we do. And then what I couldn't decide is, do I want to, oh, it might be my only option, because the only ones I have left here are the ones for week 2. I haven't printed week 3 yet. Let me think. These total $20 altogether. Since it's Saturday and this would start tomorrow, I am going to go ahead and start this one. If I find that that puts me too far ahead on these, then I might reconsider that in the future. But I think I will go ahead and start this one. And what I had done was I set the large icons, like on this one, each large icon was $1.50 to get to the $20 range that I wanted for each set. And then I set these icons to $1. So this is 3, 4, 5. All the large icons equal $5. 3, 4, 5. And I have $5. So I think I will just kind of do a check mark for each of the large icons and mark those as complete. And then we will just have the 50-cent icons going forward. And if this gets done way too fast, then I'll rethink whether I start week 3 or not. But this one, I should say, is from Steph's on a Budget. So this will be the set that we work in our daily binder for week 2 of 2026. So moving that forward, and I'll get some more printed for the next rounds. But that's my envelope tin. Oh, I was doing that differently. I was putting the challenge in here and then using this as my dashboard. And I was going to just kind of hold this up each week. I don't know if I'm going to read them all each week, but there are a lot of really great creators on here. They're all linked in my description, so you can go check out the list. They're in this order, so if you want to start with the early weeks, the links are in this order in my description below. And it's hosted by Veronica with Weekly Budgets, Carly with Budget with Carly, Victoria with Victoria's Budget, and Gloria with Save with Glow. Those were the host of this collaboration, and then 21 other awesome creators. So there you go. And that completed that. All we need now is to pay out those completed challenges. So we had $22 for this Disney Sidekick Tinies. 22, and then budgeting with a ginger, Brittany, at $20. Okay. And then Ashley with Sassy Ginger Budgets, that challenge saved $30. So there we go. And all of this is going to my purple binder. Purple, purple, purple. So on Monday, when we do our mega minis, there's going to be a lot of money in there on Monday. So we will see how that goes. It could really be interesting. Okay. And I'm going to set those over in this other tray, and I'll put them in the purple binder later. Okay, so there's our daily minis complete. And then since it's Saturday, our next step will be scratchers. So we'll move on to that. All right, so this binder is the binder that I use for my scratchers. And I don't have a whole lot of them active at a time because I do want them to complete and move the money on to the next stage. So I don't want them in here for a super long time. And so there's, I think, only 6 active at a time. And then I have some backups to come in and replace them as they finish. So, but some of them are pretty unique. Like this one that we're starting with today is from M. Loesch Designs, and it's called 3 Pigs versus the Tax Collector. And it says there are 10 houses built by the famous pigs. Only one house can be saved from the tax collector. Place an X over the one house you will save, scratch off the rest, and learn the amount you must pay in taxes. So I did that, and then I made an additional rule that once I've scratched these and collected all this money for the tax collector, I'm going to scratch this one. And if this happened to be the highest amount on the board, meaning I saved the most taxes, then I'll just save the amount shown. And if it's not the highest amount on the board, then I'll save double the amount shown, because that means I didn't save the highest amount of taxes. And already we have a 9 and an 8 on here. I don't know the range and I don't know the total. So that could be a 10 or it could be a 2. I have no idea. But I would just like to point out again, the background on this is just so beautiful. Those flowers, I just think this is really gorgeous. So let me see if I can, I'm going to slide some stuff out of the way over here so that we have a little more space, and then maybe I can do this without knocking everything over. We shall see. And try to avoid some of the glare. All right, so let's go ahead and roll a d6. And we'll start here because we're skipping that one. We'll scratch this one. That's a 3. Oh, well, probably would help if I had some money over here to put in here when we scratch something, huh? Let me get that. And my vacuum. Okay, I have a bank in the back of here where we've kept the money that came over from step 2 into step 3 and made it into this binder. So, back to where I was, over here. So this bank has 150, 70, 80, 85, 90, 92, 94. $194 available to play. I don't know if I'll play all of this, but I'll just go ahead and see if I can get everything where we can see it, but still not have it too much in the way. Okay. Let me just break down this 50. All right, let's count this and make sure it's 50, and then we'll put that in the bank. We have 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. All right. So get that there. Okay, now we have some smaller bills to work with. And we're bringing forward 3, and we're going to scratch again. I do like the rule of thumb that if it's less than 5, go ahead and do another one. So we'll go ahead and do that. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's $4. I think it's really cool too how underneath each of these scratchers there's a different style house. There's a lot of creativity and thought put into this challenge. It's really, really cool. I love it. So 4, so I'll put back the 1 and bring forward a 5, and we'll add 7 today. And we'll see if we get back to that one. We very well could. And go to our next challenge. And this one I'm doing a little bit different too. I've been rolling a D7, which I do have right here. This one goes 1 through 7 with numbers in weird spaces. And I numbered these 1 through 7, so I just need to roll a 2 in order to scratch this one. And anytime I roll one that's already been scratched, then I have to save $1. So let's see how long it takes us to roll a 2. What do you think? First roll? Is there a 2 on there? Let's see. That's a 4. So what I was also doing is putting a dot next to the ones that I rolled and had to save a miss for. So we'll put a dot next to the 4 and the 5. This is where it gets kind of catching that last one. I'm going to call that a 6. A little bit on the side there, but it gets a little bit like a quest challenge where you're like, you need the one last thing and you keep rolling around it. Okay, 4. 2. Yay! We got a 2. So now we'll scratch the 2 and save this amount. I hope the glare is not too bad. It's kind of hard with the laminated items, and I tried messing with the lighting a few videos ago and it just went crazy. The lighting was nuts. So I'm going to pull forward a 5 for that. And now I have numbers 1 through 7 on here, and what I have done in the past, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do now, is do a shut the box with numbers 1 through 7. So I'm going to do 2d6, and we'll just kind of, 11. We'll use these to kind of shut the box, so I'm going to put like a check mark. 7 and 4 is 11. Probably should go smaller. 8. 6 and 2 is 8. So I'm going to check off the 6 and the 2 for 8. So we have a 1, 3, and a 5 left. So I am going to go down to 1. 1. Okay, 3 and 5. 6. Okay. So we saved 5 and 3. So that's another $8. So I'm going to go shut the box equals 8. And the dollar per miss should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want to leave myself room for that. Okay, so I'm going to bring forward the 8. Actually, I'm going to put 2 back and grab a 10. So that's for the shut the box. And then I think we've paid everything else. So we should have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 28 plus 17, 28, 38, 45 maybe? No? 47? Okay. This is going to require a calculator. So what we do have is 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47. Let me see if I did that right. So the numbers on the challenge, sometimes I accidentally count the label number that I wrote instead of the number. So we got 5 and 3 and 2. Oh, I don't think I saw that 5. 5, 10, and 5. Yeah, so the challenge saved 30 plus 8 plus 9 is 47. And that's what we have, 20, 30, 45, 6, 7. All right, so I'll put the 2 10s back in the bank over there and grab a 20. And the ones and get a 2. All right, so we finished this one with 47. So that was fun. Added a couple extra games to the scratcher. So we're saving 47, 1, 10, 26 from S3 scratcher. It's going to go to S4 gray. And I know that because prior to this video, I did go count the balances in my 2 step 4 binders, and the green binder has $467 because the green one got my collab money from the snowball fight. So that one is really well funded. And the gray one has 163, which also isn't bad. So, but I'm pretty sure anything I finish today will still go to the gray before it would be higher than the green. So I always give the money in step 4 from step 3 to the one that has the lowest amount. That's the one that will get the money. So we're going to put this one to gray. And that is that. Let me go ahead and clip this. Try not to, we'll just set it in the back there. Okay, so we need a replacement for that one. Sometimes I replace them live and sometimes I don't. Let me see. Let's go ahead and pull in this one from Doodle Dollars, Courtney. It says, sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. And it's very sweet. And I love the Pooh and the piglet. And I love the dandelions. Blowing the dandelions and make a wish. So memories from my childhood. So we'll put this one in and start it. It saves 70. So we'll put that there. Oh, look at the back of that. Isn't that gorgeous? So cute. Very nice, Courtney. Okay. Now we'll go to this one. Whoa. The beautiful snowflakes. And I'll put it away. We got a 1, so we'll start up here and scratch this one. Whoa, $15. Okay. And yeah, it saves 100. I was like, I don't remember if this says what it saves. It does. It says it will save 100, so that will be nice. Oh. We'll bring in $15 for this one. Yeah, we got a 15 and a 13 and a 5 so far. So, and this was a free gift with an order, Etsy order. Okay, and we're starting this one from April with April's Fresh Start. This was a member perk for her coffee membership. It says powered by love, fueled by coffee. And that's her theme for January is coffee. And these are 1 through 5, and it saves 70. So we got a lot of scratchers, which is really cool. We'll just roll and start scratching. Let's treat this like it starts up here at noon, and this is 1 and this is 2, kind of like clockwise from there. Oh, a little heart. Okay, so that's a 3. Roll again. And 1. That's a 2. That brings 5 into here. All right. On the back of that's real pretty too. You see that without the glare a little bit. But hearts and coffee mugs. Love and coffee. Very nice. Nice theming. Okay, and I have this one that came as part of my membership with What's Poppin' Sunshine, April's membership. And we finished, no we didn't, there's a still scratcher on 3, and on 1, and on 2. Yeah, we finished 4. I was like, I think we finished one of these. So we have 1, 2, and 3 left. So I'll roll a D3 to figure out which card we're going to scratch on. And we're going to scratch on card 3. And there's only 1 left there, so we'll finish off this one for $8. Okay, we have 8 coming in here. And that leaves 3 scratchers there and 1 scratcher there, so 4 more on that one. Come back to the beginning. We have this scratcher challenge from Dawn. That's a game. Wheel of Fortune style, save the phrase. And we've already figured out the phrase. We just didn't have enough money to finish it. So what we need now is just the I, and there are 3 of them. And they are $3 each. Right? Okay. So I will scratch off the I. Yep, 3 I's on the board. Spot 9, 20, and 23. Okay, and they are $3 each, so 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, I'm going to put in this 2, and we'll take 11, a 10, and a 1. Okay, now I'll put in these 2 10s and take this 20 that's back here. So, I don't know if this said what it's supposed to save, but it saved 50, 70, 91. That's awesome. Well, I guess it doesn't say because it depends on how many times you get a miss, because each miss was $1. So there would be no way to put on there. Has to be a mystery. Okay, and this was a purchase on Dawn's Coffee Shop. So what did I say? Oh, I think I said 70. But it's 90, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91. $91. Maybe I said 91. I can't remember that 10 seconds ago what I said. So 1, 10, 26 came from S3 Scratcher. And it's going to go to S4 Gray, because Gray still has less than. This will help it catch up though. That is a good one right there. Right there, right there. Well, I'm going to use one of these, see if it will work. If it will hold this together or not, I don't know. I know I have paper clips all over the place, I just don't know exactly where at the moment. So I'll set that back there. Okay, now we need to bring forward another new one. Let's do this one. Yeah, this one's Hello Winter. It's a nice little winter scene, and it is saves 50, and it is from LV Budgets, and I got it on Etsy. And oh, so we'll put that in spot 1, and we are back to our little piggies. And We left off at the sand castle, so let's roll a d3. 1, 2, and that's 5. Okay. I'm very anxious to finish this one and see what the result of the whole thing is, but I don't want to rush it or go out of turn, so we will move on because that did get 5. So let's roll a d6 and see where we're going to start on this one. It looks like we're going to start in spot 1 on this one. Okay, so that one is $8. Let's see. Let's break down this 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll put this back in the bank. And then we have 5, 6, 7, 8 to start this one off. Very cute. Okay. And let's see where we're at. I don't know if I want to like save that 100 for next week. We finished 2, so that feels like a pretty good accomplishment. So let's just, oh, and these are pretty big, but I have 10, I have a bit here. And we landed here last time, so we can go 1, 2, 3. Let's see what's on this big snowflake here. $10. Okay. Make some progress on this one. All right, here we go. And let's do some more on April's. We have $10 in 2s here. We stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's $5. 2 in. Take 2 ones. That's $5. Coming in here, and I guess we'll stop and see what else we can do on this one, because I think we'll be able to finish this one next week. So we have 1 or 2. I have my 2-sided die here. We'll figure out which card we're going to scratch. We're going to do the last one on 2. All right, see what's under here. So where does that leave us? We have 5. We need 3. Whoa. I did that wrong. Okay. So I am breaking down this 100 that was still here from the bank. So let me count this and make sure I got 100. We have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 97, 99, 100. So we can put this back in the bank. And so we needed $8. I'm going to put a 2 back and take a 5. So that's 8. All right. So just today, we are adding 5, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16 for this one. So we can put all of this back and take a 10 from the bank. Let's see where that brings us for our total. Yeah, this is going to save a good little amount, it looks like. 50, 60, 65, 70, 2, 3, 4. So we're at 74 with 3 scratchers left. I'm going to put these in the bank and get a 20. I'll put these 2 ones in and take a 2. That's 74. All right. Very good. And we didn't start this one from LV Budgets. So we'll start that next week. And actually this is where we're going to start next week because we ended on the last one there. So we'll start back at the beginning. There we go. And our pigs. I think we might be able to finish this one next week, which is exciting. We're adding $12 today. Whoa. Don't throw the money. All right. I'm going to take those 2 5s and get a 10. And so far in this one, we have 20, 35, 37, 39. $39. Yep, that is accurate. All right, and then we started this one off with $8. Winnie the Pooh. And we are adding 25 to our Snowflake challenge. And I still just really love, it just sparkles. It's so beautiful. Okay, so we're adding 25. And now we have 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 2, 3. We have 43. So you know I'm going to put this all in the bank and grab 2 20s. So 20, 43. All right. And we're starting April's challenge off with $10. So I'm going to put this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the bank and grab a 10. There we go. And we already put April's away. All right. So we did made some good progress, finished 2 challenges. Let's see. Nope, that's my extras. Where's my bank? There it is. Usually I would, this is close. So what we'll still have in here for next time, this plus whatever happens to make it here between now and next week, we have 50, 70, 90, 2, 4, 6, 7. We have 97 in here. So that's good. So even if nothing happens to make it into this step 3 binder, actually I'm going to write that down because I've been updating this as I went throughout the week when I did each of my step 3 binders. So my scratchers had 194 and we finished with 97, I believe. That's what I said. Yeah, so that's the current standings. And then when something finishes in my step 2 binders, which I will do on Monday, which will kind of add more funding to these for next week. That's why I do them on Monday, so that I set up the rest of these step 3 binders, which are my collabs, my boxes, my games, and my scratchers. They will get funded on Monday from anything that finishes in step 2. But if for some reason nothing finishes in step 2, which there's quite a bit of money in step 2 right now, so I don't think that will happen, but we still have something that we can play these. We'll still have funding for these game days or these savings days. So that's where those all stand now. That's as of 1/10/26. All right, so we have that, and that is done. Pull a little bit of this back together. Okay, well, thank you for coming along for that wild ride with me. I don't know how wild it was actually. But we did accomplish things. Finished 2 challenges, and those are a pretty good size. I think that deserves a cha-ching. There we go. And we will move these into the gray binder. And since they won't fit in here, these scratchers are always too big. I will put the actual challenges. I think I'm going to start a January. I haven't had anything that had to go into the January completed challenge bag yet. So I think I'm going to start a box and just put them in a box for January. So I will get those put into the January completed challenge container, whichever one I decide, and I'll put the money in here. And oh, I did want to show you this little thing that I got. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little duck, and it says, "You're ducking awesome. Tiny Duck is here to always remind you." And a coworker left this on my desk at work, and I primarily work from home, like 98% of the time, but every now and then we go in on a Thursday, and so I went yesterday. Well, no, I went 2 days ago on Thursday, and this was on my desk, and it was so cute. I thought it was adorable, so I brought it home for this desk so he can see her and just tell me I'm awesome. But I wanted to tell all of you too, you're awesome. And our little tiny duck is here to remind us that we're awesome. And saving is awesome, and you're doing great, and every little bit will make a difference. So keep going, even if you have a week where you can't do anything. The things you already did still count. So remember those things. Like if you have a week you literally can't save anything, but you still have some of the savings that you did before, you're still ahead of the game. You're still growing. So just keep doing that, and I hope that we can do that together. And I hope that I will see you tomorrow on Sunday, where we will do our long-term savings, which I'm so excited for. And I hope that I will see you there. Bye now.